I was born and raised in San Pedro, California, which is home of the largest seaport in the country. And it was the time in the mid-60s where my great aunt Peppina La Fata called my grandfather Gaetano in Italy and said, "You need to come to San Pedro. There's fish here. There's fish to be caught. Come with your family. You will have prosperity in the United States of America." And it was then that my grandfather and my grandmother, Rosaria, the Legrandi family, immigrated to San Pedro for the fishing industry, and that's where it all began. My dad was a commercial fisherman. My mom worked the canneries on Terminal Island. So the catch would come in from the local waters off the Pacific Ocean from my dad's boat, and my mom would work the canneries, skin the fish, and can the tuna, along with my aunt, Pina. My aunt and my mom would come home wearing white after a shift working the canneries. They would stink like fish. And we would say as kids, "Mom, Tisibina, you smell like fish." And they would say, "Well, that's the smell of money. That's what's putting food on the table." Between my grandparents and my parents, they instilled in me the Italian values of love and respect and giving back and doing good for others. But most importantly, they taught me the importance of family. Whether it's, obviously your aunts, uncles, your cousins, but your friends and your neighbors, that you treat people as if you want to be treated like a family member. Fast forward to where I'm at today as a city council member, representing the second largest city in the country. It's one of the largest Italian communities in Southern California, and the largest community in Los Angeles. This council district has never been represented by an Italian American in the history of the city. I've never run for office before. The only office I held was senior class president at San Pedro High School. So I turned to my wife, Jay, who is also first generation Italian, and I said, "I think we got a shot here. Let's run for city council." So I raised money by going off my family, my wedding list. And that allowed me to be competitive in a race. Again, a seat that's never been filled by an Italian American. And it was quite inspiring to talk to a number of the Italians who've been in Los Angeles, who've lived in San Pedro for decades. And they turned to me and said, "Joe, we have never had an opportunity to vote for an Italian American. For once, we recognize an Italian surname on the ballot." To be a city council member and the first Italian American to serve this district, I go back to my upbringing. Whether I'm in Watts, in Harbor City, Harbor Gateway, Wilmington, in San Pedro, I'm connecting with my residents the same way I was taught to connect at home. My family instilled in me the importance of working hard, the importance of giving back and doing good for others, the importance of faith and family, and that's how I'm leading today as a council member in the city of Los Angeles. San Pedro is the Ellis Island of the West Coast. Our Ellis Island is the Angel's Gate Lighthouse that welcomes international ships from around the world. We have brought prosperity to our waterline with the movement of cargo and the movement of fish in and out of our docks. That's what brought Italians to my hometown. It was prosperity. Knowing that they can come to the United States of America, work hard, give back not only to their family but also to their community. And that's what I'm doing today. And I attribute that to being an Italian American.
The Italian Americans is a production of WETA Washington, D.C. and ARC Media in association with John Maggio Productions. Corporate funding is provided by Del Grosso Foods. Foundation funding is provided by the NEH, the Arthur Vining Davis Foundations, and the Annenberg Foundation. Major funding is provided by CPB and PBS.